Yes, also. Peter Obi will not get that ticket.
Why?
Let's be honest.
Why?
No, let's be honest. As long as Atiku is there, no one can get that ticket. So that is why you see that they have now started saying, okay, Atiku, step down. Atiku, be the father. Atiku, be this. Because they know that as long as that man is standing, if coalition is brought up, what they used to do is, at the end they will say, let's do primaries. As long as dollars flies, if Atiku is there, you win. And Peter Obi will not spend that much. So as long as Atiku is there, Peter Obi will not get that ticket. So, and also him to himself, he started saying that 4 years, there is some kind of this. So later, Atiku will run for the president, and Peter Obi will be his wife. That's what.
Okay, thank you.
Wike is right in certain ways, because these people, all they think about is their belly. Someone like Amicha has been in government for God knows how long, and the next day he's not in power, he's hungry. So you need to know the definition of hunger. So if in the coalition system, if there's anyone that I still think I have hope in, is Peter Obi. But it's so sad that he's coming out to say he just wants to do 4 years. And when a man comes out to agree on terms that he himself knows that is not visible, or he might change his mind, that means he's either very desperate or he's being used under a certain mode whereby maybe after 2 years, just the way Tinubu has just spent 2 years, they'll start forcing him out. And looking at Peter Obi, do you think him alone can run the country? No, you need arms. And these arms are these people that are pushing you forward. That means you have to sign a disclosure agreement that when I'm in power, this Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C has to be in certain places that they've been before, or they want to be. Do you understand? Okay. And at the end of the day, they'll keep embezzling, eating, and you at the top can do nothing about it.
Thank you. Okay.
The answer is yes. I think the idea of the ADC is not to propagate the Obi's presidency.
Okay.
I think at the end of it all, he will not get that ticket for the ADC. He will not get it. And to an extent, I think because the odds are not in his favor as regards to ADC.
Okay.
I think all of these ploys somehow, I don't know why, I feel strongly in me that there's Tinubu's hand in all of this. Somehow, I don't know. Because I heard something today. Why are they not going to meet him in Labour Party?
Yes.
Why does he have to go and meet them in the ADC?
No, it's a coalition.
Okay, yes. Even as a coalition, we both know that in today's politics, like she mentioned about old hacks still hovering around politics. The truth is, what options do we have in the younger generation? These men are still going to be there because people like us are not even trying to go into politics. Even if we do, we won't be taken seriously. So I genuinely think that Peter Obi will not get the ADC ticket.
Okay.
He will leave the ADC.
Okay.
The votes will still be split.
Okay.
Come 2027, Tinubu will most likely win again.
Okay, but in your last coffee and you said Obi was going to win.
Obi was going to win if he runs, if they pick him. Now my own is that he might not get the ticket for the ADC.
Okay.
From the way the things are playing out, with the way it's going, Atiku is stubborn.
Okay.
Atiku is stubborn.
Okay.
Atiku is not going to give up so easily.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Wike is right, because like our brother said, politics is a game of interest.
Okay.
But I think my own thought here is, I think we should be very careful right now, because that was the same method we used during the Buhari regime. We agitated, APC, the ACN of those days that later became AC and then APC. At the end of the day, we are still where we, in fact, we are worse than, how we started. So I think we should be very careful with all this coalition and everything, because at the end of the day, I strongly believe they are going to miss it when choosing a candidate, because there are too many caucus from left, right, and center, which will also bring massive division, later on.
Okay, thank you.
For me, Wike has a personality issue that I would like to refer to as delusion of grandeur, right? He has this thing where, as a mini kingmaker, right, he expects you to be loyal to a fault. Now, godfatherism is something we should look at specifically. That is the main issue. That is why you can see Wike react the way he's reacting. Because his godson is falling out of line. Right? Now, it took the almighty kingmaker to settle them and bring their issues back on track. Or settle their issues and bring them back together. But look at the chaos that happened in Rivers just because 2 elephants were fighting. People lost their lives, people were injured, there were issues. Nigeria as a people, I don't know what we are doing. I don't know what the people of Port Harcourt are doing. I don't know if they feel a certain gratitude towards that man, that they cannot just come together and protest the illicit moves he's been making that has caused the city or the state to be what it is. So yes, he is power drunk. I said it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Who doesn't know that? Well, like she said, I totally agree. I don't think, at least if I haven't stayed in Port Harcourt, I think I've stayed in Port Harcourt for almost 12 years or more than 12 years. And the truth be told, yes, he performs. You know, if it comes to doing his work, but he performs. But there's a problem with, you know, people who get into, maybe you're coming from, you know, from a low background and then you're getting into politics. Politics changes people. Money, most importantly, changes people. And, you know, just like I read this morning, you can, he personally didn't want to, you know, behave this way. Like they said, he didn't want to behave this way. I personally used to have his elder brother, same mother, same father as my lawyer, Tasien Wike. But I could tell you that money played a major role in Wike's life. And there's no way you will touch money. It's different when you're in politics and then when you're out of politics. It's a total different game. That's the same thing Amechi in Port Harcourt, you get. So it seems like you want to be in, you know, in the limelight, you want to be seen often. When you want to do stuff like that, you would definitely step on people's toes. And that's what Wike is doing. Of course, he said it. There are tapes that he said once his 8-year tenure is over, he would go back to Obiakwa and rest. But it's not happening. This same man we're talking about today fought people who were doing the godfatherism when Ambode and Tinubu had issues. Same thing you're saying, but you know he's not practicing what he's preaching. That's the honest truth. And that alone is the problem of politics. He's not who he thinks he is. He's just power drunk, like everyone has said. I agree with that 100%.
Correct. Second what he said.
Okay.
What Wike said about politicians being, as we all know, almost all our politicians is all about stomach infrastructure. Okay. They're only there for their stomach or whatever they can do. I can't say so for Peter Obi. Everybody. That's why I said 80%. Majority of them, they are just after their personal gains. Okay. So with regards to his style of, that's just his style of politics of being relevant in government. Actually, in the real sense, sometimes Nigeria we need people, radical people like Nyesom Wike. Okay. Because, for instance, here in FCT, some people feel they are untouchable. So for Mr. President to make him the minister of FCT, he has reasons why. Do you understand? So, like, you see the issue with the land rent and all that. You need radical people. How can you own a house in Maitama and you say you don't have money to pay your land rent?
Are you paying land rent?
I own the property I pay. Okay. I'm a taxpayer in this country. Okay. So somebody like Nyesom Wike is actually needed in today's politics.